The Real Housewives of Durban season 4 has finally come to an end. A couple of days ago, we were blessed with the second part of the reunion, and may I say a lot was going on. Okay, Neil came in and had his 15 seconds of fame. Sorisha was suddenly not in a good mood. She got upset at some point and stormed off the stage. People were talking over Zama. Amy was just a guest. Madam, at least you got a chance to wear a pretty dress, because why were you there? Oh my God, what else? JoJo was accused of things, being mean to staff members. We found out that Uncle Viv has been making phone calls and threatening people on the show. Excuse-moi. My goodness, a lot was going on. So I'm not sure how I feel about the take I am about to give. I am though interested to find out what you watching this video might have thought of the reunion. What's your take on it? Is it the same as mine or is it different? Please let me know in the comment section. Let me get started, and I'm not gonna touch on everything, it will be too long. I talk too much already. So right off the cuff, Neil walks in on stage. Mable is trying to do his job, you know, being the host of the show, to introduce the second installment. Neil is just like putting his hand up and talking over Mable. He like, Sorisha, listen girl, I'm sorry for, oh no, Sorisha, I'm sorry for I just want to say I'm sorry, that's it. He gets up and he leaves, exits the stage. Mable was trying to stop him. Mable was trying to say we're gonna get to that, but Neil was like, they gave me 15 seconds, Mable, they gave me 15 seconds. He just said what he had to say and he got off the stage. So the second part started in a very awkward manner already. I was like, what is Neil doing? He was given the platform on the show. He had so much to say about so much, especially Sorisha. I wanted him to stay and address things and have Sorisha ask him questions and have Neil answer for himself. I really wanted that opportunity. So Mable asked Sorisha, how do you feel about the apology? Do you accept it? In summary, I don't think Sorisha did accept the apology. And at some point, Nonko mentions that they were threatened. You know, Maria also says that they were threatened. And I'm like, who was threatened? Who was threatened by who? But we're going to come back to the threats, darling. I think from there, we then move on to a segment that explores the conflict, or rather, the conflicts between Maria and Angel, how they seem to start off as friends, or at least that they got along at the beginning, but it just developed into something messy. I mean, these ladies in more than one occasion wanted to fight each other, wanted to get physical, super duper childish. In all of their altercations, there was never a need for grown-ass women to get on their feet and want to get physical. But I will say that this reunion was very lenient to Angel, you know. Angel threw a lot of shade. She said a lot of things. She started a lot of drama. But I feel that she was protected by her crew, the Sorisha crew, and she was protected because a lot of the stuff she said, Slee could have called her out on it, but Slee chose not to because they're on the same team. And as we have seen, this entire season was very cliquey. There was two teams. There was the Sorisha team and the Jokuma team. So yeah, it's getting cult-like in a way. I don't like it, honestly. I don't like the division. I don't like the us versus them. It just lends to a lot of silly things that could be easily squashed, but because you said it and you are on that team, I'm now offended. But if somebody on my team would have said it, I would not have been offended. The division among the ladies is silly. Now I want to move on to a segment where Sorisha decided to bring JoJo to the fore. I think they kind of feel that this season JoJo was very unproblematic, and I will concur. JoJo is just her cute self, spending time with Nonku and Jokuma and her husband, just showing us her fabulous rich housewife life. I mean, she did, you know, instigate a couple of things here and there. You got to keep the storyline going. But for the most part, she was very unproblematic. She was more of a spectator to the drama than the main contributor. I mean, especially when you consider how she's acted in previous seasons. But hey, Sorisha decided, JoJo, we need to bring you to the fore. Let me bring up something you did last season behind the scenes. So Sorisha mentions that she was really disappointed in JoJo last season when JoJo was disrespectful to the crew. Apparently they were filming, did she say Sun City? And one of the cameramen asked JoJo to be in the center so that she could be in the shot, and apparently JoJo's response was very disrespectful and very irritable, and Sorisha was just calling her out on that, saying that she's been rude to staff members and whatnot. If JoJo was rude to staff members, shame on you, JoJo. You should never think you are above staff, okay? Everybody must be treated with respect and dignity. And at the end of the day, when you're working with people, you gotta remember that you are all working on this project and everybody gotta play their parts. Therefore, if the cameraman says sit there for this reason, you have to sit there for that reason. And if you have like an objection to it, express yourself in a more respectful manner, you know. Sorisha saying that she snapped at the cameraman. JoJo did take the opportunity to defend herself, that she was tired, it was late, a lot was going on in her life, a lot was on her mind. Her husband had just had heart complication issues, and what the cameraman wanted us to do is to sit and have the pole in between her legs. Now, why am I dwelling on these issues? Because we never saw it as the audience. As I have been complaining whenever I make videos about season 4, is that a lot of things being discussed are things we never saw. But do I think that JoJo did it? I think JoJo did it. I don't think Sorisha would lie about this. And JoJo did not say Sorisha lied about it. Instead, she justified herself. So JoJo needs to check herself on that and to do better. I do wish though that Sorisha might have mentioned this like last season and have it all squashed last season, because this season JoJo has been enjoying some good press. So now to bring this up now and besmirch this new image that she has created for herself over something from last season is a little bit suspect for me. But on that topic of disrespecting staff, Sorisha also mentioned that while the ladies were in Namibia, the Jokuma crew were disrespectful to the drivers. One of the drivers said that they don't want to drive the Jokuma crew, they want to drive Sorisha's crew. But everybody on the Jokuma crew was like, no, we just focus on ourselves. We're not being rude to anybody. So I wonder how much of that part is true. And also they didn't dwell much on it. And then Sorisha, because, you know, she was here to drag JoJo, brings up something again, god damn it, from last season involving Sunny. Something about JoJo wanting to take Sunny out of the group because 1, 2, 3 is equal to 6, 7, 8. Girl, anything involving Sunny, I'm not gonna take it too hard, okay? Me, I believe that Sunny was a plant in the show, brought to us by the producers to shake things up, to just add spice here and there and everywhere. And as such, anything involving Sunny, I am not taking seriously at all. If she was mistreated, apologies, but you got your check, girl. Now, during part 2 of the reunion, Maria was being cooked, boiled, taken out of boiling and put into the microwave. No, the microwave is not hot enough. Into the oven. No, let's put her in an open flame. Maria was going through the mostest. Everybody was attacking Maria. Everybody was confronting Maria, to the point that I felt like some of the stuff was just being blown out of proportion. Some of the stuff, yes, she did deserve to be called out on it, but some of the stuff is easily dismissible, especially when you consider other things that other people were not confronted about. This reunion was a mess. When it ended, I still had things like where I was like, hold on, this wasn't brought up, this wasn't brought up. Why would you bring this and this and this up and not that? So it was a mess. It was a mess. So back to Maria. Sorisha brings up the issue of Neil. She starts telling us that she met Neil about 15 years ago. Neil has always been like coming for her on social media, saying bad things about her on social media, and she does not like certain comments that Neil has made to her, calling her this, calling her that. And so in all of that, the Jokuma crew ladies interject, talking about Neil was called and Neil was told to leave. Neil was told to not be part of the show, something. And then Sorisha was like, yes, because my husband had to get involved and whatnot. What happened now? So I guess Uncle Viv watched the show and did not like certain comments that Neil made about Sorisha, and Uncle Viv decided to use his power. That's what billions do. They speak and block Neil. In that regard, listen, two things. Number one, a man must defend his wife. Uncle Viv calling Neil and calling him out or saying whatever he said to Neil, we don't know. I'm not against that. A man must protect his wife, and what about it? So Uncle Viv was protecting his wife. That's what a husband does. And number two, Neil is a gay man, but Neil is a man. So what if Uncle Viv calls him out? A man must call another man out. Sort it out, gentleman. Uncle Viv calling out Neil, I'm cool with that. But Uncle Viv calling out the other woman, if he did it uncalled for, unnecessary, he shouldn't have done it. Now, Maria had a very big mouth during the show. She had a lot to say, especially about Sorisha. People on social media were saying that Maria is a hater. Maria seems like she's jealous of Sorisha's life, or she wants Sorisha's life or something. Maria, to me as well, is definitely a Sorisha hater. But is Maria wanting Sorisha's life? Who knows? I don't know. Whatever, you know. So for Sorisha to call Maria out on certain things that Maria said, Sorisha should have definitely done that in any way she wanted to, I guess. But for Sorisha to pretty much be like attacking Maria over things said and done by Neil, even Mablair was also asking Maria about things said and done by Neil. Guys, Neil left. And when Neil left, y'all lost your opportunity to confront him. Okay, if y'all got a problem and you'll still have questions to ask Neil, oopsie, blame Uncle Viv. But the whole thing of them bombarding questions that they had set in mind for Neil and then bombarding Maria about it, I didn't like that. You know, it was Neil who called Sorisha bad words. It was Neil who said that Sorisha is a home wrecker who got lucky and became the wife or something, or a side chick that got lucky and became the wife. It was Neil who called Sorisha a slut, and that is completely and absolutely wrong, okay? But Neil should have been the one to be confronted about that, because Neil said it. The fact that he said it to Maria and JoJo and Nonku were also there, then the question could have been maybe like, why were you guys amused by it? Why did you guys find it funny? And then the discussion starts there and ends there. But then another question that should have been asked during this reunion is to the Sorisha team, asking Angel and Slee why they found it funny when Amy was telling them about what Maria was doing regarding the dick riding comment. You know, as Zama kept on saying, there was a lot of double standards during this reunion. So yes, so for Sorisha to attack Maria out entirely like that over Neil's sins as well was uncalled for, especially because when Sorisha started, Maria kept saying, I don't agree with that. So why was Sorisha continuing and even saying, like, I don't want to talk to her anymore. But Maria was saying, I don't agree with it. So I think like Sorisha, number one, she was already pre-mad. She was just already upset and she wanted to take it out on somebody, you know, over Neil's apology at the beginning. And she wanted to take it out on somebody. And who else if Neil is no longer there but Maria, Neil's bestie. And the person who brought Neil to the show. Or she putting on a show for entertainment at the end of the show, guys. Sorry, at the end of the day, a lot of this is manufactured for drama. So I don't know where real upset begins and ends and which one is just for drama and ratings. Listen, Sorisha has been in the entertainment industry for a very long time. Sorisha is a smart woman, okay? And also she did have to throw that tantrum as sort of a power move, you know, to remind the ladies and the others that there are no-go areas when it comes to me. There are no-go areas, okay? There's things you can do and then there's things you can't do. It's not open season here. So I do think it was some type of a power move. But Sorisha opened herself up to this. When she started throwing shade, the ladies thought it was open season and they threw shade back. What Neil did and said to Sorisha was wrong. I am not on Neil's side, especially as I said, him being a man. This video is hella long. Should I go on any further? I think one thing worth mentioning was the topic of blind loyalties. The blind loyalty among the ladies, and everybody agreed that yes, the Sorisha team has blind loyalty towards each other, and the Jokuma crew also has blind loyalty towards each other, and they discussed that at length. And honestly, that is the realest thing about this whole reunion, that discussion about blind loyalty. Maybe that will be the theme of the next season. The theme for this season they tried to push was healing. Nah, everything got worse. Maybe for the next season they'll try to push the theme of trying to break down the constraints of blind loyalty. Who knows? Oh my God. That's all I want to say about the last part 2 of the reunion of the Real Housewives of Durban season 4. If you have made it this far in my video, please bless me by subscribing and giving this video a thumbs up. And like I said at the beginning, I'm not sure of this take. A lot of things happened off camera, happened last season, happened on social media. So I do kind of feel like I don't have all the right information. If your take is different to mine, please, in a nice way, let me know in the comment section what your take is. Thank you. Bye.